Hey, welcome back, folks. We are in the lab with yet another lantern project, and this is another of the Rusty bunch. This is from the Rusty Lantern Haul. You'll see a link in the description. I'm kind of trying to group them all together, not group them together, but try to do them kind of in close proximity to each other. I might throw some other lanterns in between here and there, but I'd like for people that are regulars probably want to see updates on all those lanterns that were in that video. So here we have this is a CT Ham No.2 Cold Blast, and very popular lantern. In fact, I have a number of these yet to as future projects. This one bumps me out, man. It definitely had a plaque, most likely a brass plaque. This was probably like a contractor gift or something like that. But you notice this little pleat here. That tells us that this was made on 1899 or earlier. So this is quite old, man. Yes, this is from the 1800s, folks. There we go. CT Ham of Rochester. So there's some work to do here. This is, all come loose. And it would appear it's missing a burner, but does have the cap, and it does have the cone, brass cone. And very cool thing is, Ham's Cold Blast glass. Yeah, that's great. Hard to come by, man. Very cool. So, yeah, let's dig into this thing. No paint on it, so we don't have to worry about paint removal or anything. And I have not dug into this, and you know how I roll. I really don't open up or check things out unless my curiosity definitely gets the worst of me. And sometimes I'll even grab a camera to make sure I have that footage if I, so decide I gotta look inside something. In fact, I just did that for a couple of 8-day lanterns that I just found this morning. I had to check them out because I heard they were on fire, and I checked them out. So, yeah. Okay. Let's dig right in. Let's dig right into this thing. And there's some other repairs here. We'll get to it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, somebody was a little off. Somebody was drunk that day, or a rookie or something. So somebody messed that up. Okay. All right. Let's dig in here. All right. First of all, we'll get bail out. This is a tall drink of water. We don't need this thing taking up space. Okay. All right. Cool. That'll clean up, no problem. Bench grinder for that. There are some issues with the crown. Oh, look at that. Looks like spider carcasses. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we'll get that all cleaned up, and we'll put that baby right back in there for this old relic. I have no suspicion that this is anything other than the original globe. I don't see why not. Right. Okay, so let me get my brass brush. Brass is a softer metal than what this is constructed from, so it's less evasive. And I'm using it to sample things here and see what it is we're dealing with. It's going to be just fine. This globe plate is in great shape, especially for its age, man. Holy smokes. All right. Yeah, get yourself some wooden dowels, man. Make This was a bird perch and a bird cage of mine. Chef Birdland, yeah. So I made a couple of them just for doing things like that. You want to spread out the surface area so it doesn't leave a tool mark or anything like that. That spreads all the energy of my prying out this wide here rather than to this point. Yeah. So that's that. Okay, that's brass. And we'll clean that up. Like I said, I have a number of other No.2 hams, so I'll be able to find a burner. I just, when you whittle stuff down, you just you got to do some interchanging, and you'll end up with something missing a part. But for now, I will have a part to plop in here. I know I have a burner, I'm sure. I might even have an extra where I don't have to get one out of a... Yeah, okay. And as with all the other lanterns in the Rusty Bunch, I have had like a little pile of dirt and mud and crap that I had gotten off each one as I worked on them. We still have a number of them to go. Alright, so that's brass, and we're going to we'll get that all cleaned up real nice. Yeah, put that there. Getting too many parts in my little parts thingy here. I gotta move this crap out of here. Brass screws. These are from a Dewey mill. That's just a little hunk of copper wire, which I use to replace the hinge on a high-low. This doesn't belong here. Okay, now we got something to put our parts in. Very good. This is an original Embry Wick. This is what they'd ship them out in. Cool. All right. Looks like we got bug larvae, some old dried up bug wings. The usual barn fresh lantern, usual. What do we see in there? I see 89. I see October 3rd. I can't quite tell what that is underneath that. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so unclear on the date because it's a very light stamping. All right, yeah, so this is broken. That should stay there. So either I can repair this, or I can actually use some of that copper wire. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Decided that. So I think what I'll do is actually use this. Maybe I got some, I might have some that's a little thicker than that. I think I do. All right, we're not going to lose that. Okay, good. I was afraid that was going to fall down the side, and then we'd have to take the whole cap off to repair it. All right, well, we'll revisit that at the end of things here. We'll make one, or we'll, to find one off another No.2, I would have to break it or unsolder it from itself. And like with all the lanterns that are in that that video, yeah, always a little pile of stuff here for each one. All right. So the solders have come off the air tube. So what I want to do is secure these and then resolder this little hood to the air tube. But in the meantime, this should stay put. So we want to make sure we get all that crap cleaned up. All right, well, maybe I should at least get that through those little holes there before we continue. Because if I go, you never know what the bench grinder will bring. All right, there's one. It's in. Two is in. There. Okay. So that is secure. All we got to do is throw a little heat on those little solder blobs up there and re-secure that. So that's all secure, and these little things just need a retouching with some solder. Okay. And yeah, all right. Well, shit. Okay, we got some serious denting in the. Oh man, I wish there was a way I could do it from in here. It almost is, but there's not. Could almost do it with something. Oh, that's too bad. I hate taking these off because the tabs, a lot of the time, will be. Oh man, they're so little too. Well, let me take a peek at it. Let me take a peek. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come on now. Okay, you see that up there? That dented. See how that's smooth? Going from the rim up to the crown? And that's there, it's dented, that's pushed down. So if I can find some way to get it up in this air tube and kind of pound on that a little bit. I don't think pounding on it's a good idea. Let me think about it. Oh, jeez, I wasn't even recording. Yeah, you know what? I've done this in a couple of videos already before. Here I am talking at it, and okay. Yeah, you see that there? Now that's dented, and that one is smooth. Yeah, so that got smashed from the top. So I'd like to be able to maybe get like a wooden dowel up here in the air tube and see if I can push that up a little bit. Because it is a little, it's a pretty drastic dent. Let's see. Look. Oh, man. God, I could almost get at it from here. Damn. I don't think, no, it's not a good leverage idea, I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. Okay, I might be able to do it. Okay. All right, I need to get some uppy-closey glasses on, but I might be able to get at it from the other side here. Let me see. Let's double up on my glasses, put my headlamp on, and get one of my little dowels. Which are meant just for that. Oh, shit. Okay, that's not going to reach. And that's too big. Son of a bitch. All right. Damn. Really so close. Ooh. I'm pulling it up a little. I am pulling it up a little bit. Ooh, it's cracking. Oh, great. We got a lot of it up. Nice. All right, enough where I'm happy with it. This one could use a little straightening as well. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Without even having to take the crown off. That is excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Ah, that's super. You know, I really hate losing those little crown tabs because they're not meant to take more than one bend, which is the bend that put in them at the factory. All right. So this can stay on. I'll work around it. This, okay. We'll clean that up. Now, let's see. Not a big old No.2 burner. Whew. Okay, that was an ordeal. Yeah, I had to check some of the other hams. So here is one from another 1899 lamp with the proper cog. Here, the other two cogs were flatter than this one. This is probably a ham, but not. Cog's different than the other 99, so we're just going to keep them together. Yeah, yearly. Yeah, okay. All right, so we have that. We'll check out this Wick, which is, yeah, completely rotted. Okay, we'll find another vintage one, plop in there, and we'll clean it up. Clean that up. That. Yeah, there's gonna be no problems with this. I think this thing will fire up. Fire up, fire up. And there we go. Got that dent. No, there's a little tiny bit of it here. Still rocks a little bit, but that's all right. That's all right. That's pretty darn close. Okay. We're gonna go over to the bench grinder, and yeah, this is great for something from the 1800s. This is gonna clean up supery dupery. Where did I get that supery dupery from? It just freaking popped out of my head. I'm thinking maybe The Simpsons, which I haven't religiously watched in 25 years. Okay. I'll be back. All right. Yeah, looking great. Looking great. All right, so, oh yeah, I got a fresh junk bit. Fresh junk bit. And these guys on ham are talking about the deficit in Washington and all this kind of shit. Let's make some noise so we don't have to listen to that. But I do like listening to my ham guys and my shortwave, foreign radio service and shit like that. And shit. Okay, so junk bit to get where the bench grinder couldn't go. Okay, so what I thought was like double zeros was applied for. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it looks like October 99 or October. Oh, where is my... There we go. I got this at a store thinking it was a bullseye out of something, but I don't believe it is. Let me see if this helps. All right, so we have, looks like February 28th of 88, October 31st of 93. Okay. All right. So, here we go. We're going to hit it with some junk bit. Then we'll go on to a wheel. Okay, so now we're going to go to a wheel, and ooh, these are pretty chewed up. These are pretty old, but use them till I can't use them. Yeah, we'll start a good one. We'll start a new one. And I did quite a bit of this with this junk bit, and it's still in nice shape because the oxidation wasn't super heavy. So that's why it took it easy on the junk bit. All right, we'll start with this wheel here. We'll get in the seams and other spots. We may need to break out a new one. We'll see. We will see. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to put a fresh wheel on. This is all lopsided, so it kind of goes and it kind of wobbles. And that wobble could put a tool mark in our action here. I don't want that, so I'm going to throw that out. There we go. Okay, now, yeah, fresh wheel. This is going to help some things. All right, we'll go back and do some touch-ups. And then we'll go to a pointy bit. Yeah, okay, here we go. Nice big fresh wheel. Okay, good. So we went on to the pointy bit, and now I'm going to go over it with 800 grit. Yeah, this is looking beauteous, of course. Of course. That is all thanks to its manufacturing, not me. Withstood the test of time. All right. Oh, man, I wish it had that plaque on it still, whatever it was. I don't care what it was. I just wish it had a plaque. Those plaques are cool. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to continue with some steel wool here, and then we'll throw a little bit of solder up there, up top. Secure that hood. So, all cleaned up. Super, and since we're going to be getting solder out, might as well address this little problem here. Alright, so I got a choice. You got either this puny little wire or this nice big copper wire for a loop. I think we're going to use this. Let's see, what size would we like? Alright, something like that. Okay. So, get myself a little tool that doesn't have teeth on it, so we don't make tooth marks. So let's make us a little... Okay, so yeah, I put a hammer in a vise and I kind of worked this around. It's really hard to shape this. So I think we'll just bring it together there and have this. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll put it on here and we'll solder it after we solder the other thing. It literally fit through there a second ago. I might need to... okay, well, there's some little burrs hanging off. Okay. Have to remedy that. Oh, man. Okay, so now, yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be the toughest part of this lantern. This right here. I'll see if I can fill that gap right there. Okay, well, we got it. We got the gap closed up. I'll just have to remove that shit. All right. There we go. Massive, massive pull ring, but pull ring nonetheless. Very nice. Okay. Let me clean up my mess here. Hold on. Okay, so we got our little things here. We want to freshen up a little bit, at least one of them. I'm gonna regret putting this on there because that leaves big old streaks that'll get trapped underneath the oil. But we'll have to fix that. Alright, well that's where we want it. I wonder if I can, without burning myself, gotta hold this while I take the torch to it. See if I can just get that solder to stick to itself again. All right, so what I gotta do, ow. Okay, I gotta do it in a way where I can have both hands free. Gonna use maybe use my grid, my bungee system here. There, right there is where I need it. I have to hold it with my head. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold it with my head and do some soldering. So it's where I want it, but don't mind me, folks. This is pretty silly, but effective, I think. Successful. Put a little burn in my cutting board, but okay, fixed. Oh man, yeah. Use a bungee cord and my forehead to hold down a 127-year-old lantern so I can solder a piece. All right, that's done. That's done. That's done. Let me see if I have any shit I gotta watch. Yeah, I guess. That solder's got a little rosin in it, so that's showing a bit. All right. This thing is like new. Nice and tough. I think we're good. Yeah. Everything's sturdy. Got us a new pull ring. Nice. All right. Let's oil her up. And I think we'll, yeah, I was going to say, let's fire it up. We'll fire it up. Why not? All right. This is an old brush, but that's okay. We're just applying the oil. We're not winning a beauty contest here. We're just applying the oil. All right, here we go. And so by the way, so folks, I don't get lanterns. I don't buy lanterns. I don't find lanterns. I don't bring them home if they're in the condition where I like the natural but untouched patina, and I'll put it on the shelf. I don't find ones like that. I don't bring ones like that home unless they're part of a lot, where I pick up multiple lanterns at once. So I basically, I like buying lanterns that I get in the shop here, and I look them over and I play with them, I clean them, and that kind of makes them feel like they're mine. They're part of me now because I went over every inch of something. So if you're wondering, like, why does he do that to all his lanterns? Well, it's because all the lanterns I get are the types of lanterns that I like to do these things to. So, and I am a big believer in retaining patina and all that kind of stuff. You guys know that. But I want to make that clear. I know that there's one person that is opposing. So far, I haven't found one person that opposes the way I do things here, but I got hundreds more that like the way I do things here. So, all right, so I see some shit in here in the manifold. I'm going to clean that up before I oil it up. Okay. Whew. A lot of shit in there. Lots of bugs and webs and shit. All right, so speaking of that patina, we're going to go look at it right now. Wait till you see. So this baby is old, and it's got a lot of stories to tell. All we did was reveal the patina that was hiding under dirt and mud and oxidation and shit. There. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beauteous. Beauteous patina. Yeah. All right. So I gotta clean that globe. It was all nasty. But in the interim, we will put a wick on this, throw some fluid in there, and give that fluid some time to wick up the wick. Alright, let's see if we can find one long enough here. Oh, pretty close, man. I got a lot of nubs. These nubs. Oh, that one's a little longer. Alright, so here's our base. That one's rotted. Too short, rotted. Makeshift. Yeah, I think this was a 1-inch wick turned into a 7/8. Smart though. Smart. That's rotted. Man, running low, man. That ain't gonna fit. Well, maybe we'll have to use a hunk of this. Let's use a hunk of this. So we'll divide this into 2. This should be enough for... Yeah, there are 2 others working. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay. If I wasn't going to fire this thing up, I'd just plop one of those in there, you know, look nice for display and whatnot. We'll see how this thing burns with its funny little end there. Okay. Come on now. Yeah, something funny going on in there. There's this brass sheath that goes through it. Somehow it popped out next to one of them cog wheels, kind of blocking things a little bit. Come on now. There we go. Come on, man. Come on, you can do it. An old burner, what do you want, right? There we go, we're through. We're through. Yeah, we're good. All right, and we got, I can look inside there, make sure it's touching bottom. Oh yeah, we're good. We got plenty of room there. Okay. All right, so. And I have used every tool on this thing, or at least a freaking bench, or it looks like it. It looks a little bit of a disaster. The way I do upside down, holding shit with my face. Okay. Oh, geez. There's more shit behind me that I just kind of threw out of the way. All right. That's all right. See, there's a little bit of pinkish hue left in this kerosene. I still have remnants of last year's kerosene from last winter, which was dyed red. Like I think the red is the taxed kerosene, which I believe is used in probably, you know, engines and shit like that. But I guess the clear stuff's the non-tax. I don't know. I don't know if it's different by state. I don't know if they dye it red just for New York, so they can tax it. But, and I've been adding, you know, some K1 out of the pump to it this year. But I still see a little bit of pink left over. All right, so we're going to let that do its thing, and we'll keep an eye on this for the pinkish hue. I just kind of run my finger across it, look at my finger, and if it looks wet, that means we got kerosene. So, and then we'll do this and that and that. And in the meantime, I'm going to go clean up the globe, and then we'll fire this baby up. All right, be right back. Okay, so put your finger across. Fingers wet. That means we are properly wicked with kerosene. We'll plop this beauty on there. Click. And I did go for a nice polish, but not a perfect polish. I left the patina on the brass as well. So, yeah. And, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Trying not to touch it with oily hands. Nice. Oh, yeah. That's a catalog picture right there. All right. There we go. Nice. Yeah, this looks stellar. And especially with that globe in there on a big old thumbprint. I just like to have no fingerprints for these final shots because I like to refer to these shots maybe years down the road. I just want to have things look nice. So, all right. Okay, now let's light it up. Get that out of the way. All right, so let's kill some lights. Oh. Supervisor baby can clock out a little early. Ooh, he's almost empty too. It's the weekend. That's cool. It's all right. Supervisor baby will be fine after a weekend rest. Okay, here we go. Let's light her up. Ooh. Okay, yeah, not perfect with that wick that, yeah. But, as far as I can tell, oh. No. All good. All right, let's come on down here, take a look. Ooh, lens is dirty. Yeah, this thing threw a lot of shit. So did I with the bench grinder. Let's clean up that lens. There we go. Well, there we have it. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. We are lit. Now we can. Ooh. Jesus. So, folks, there we are. We are done. Too bad the plaque's gone. What a bummer. But $18.99, man. Yep. Got our new pull ring. Beautiful, big, fat pull ring. Copper, not brass. It's too bad about that rolled brass, but it's incredibly fragile. And it just broke. Just barely touching it. Amazingly, you know, I mean, that's rolled brass, man. Somebody rolled it, perfectly rolled it, and then made a loop out of it and soldered the loop. Pretty cool. Okay. So, folks, there we are, man, with the old ham cold blast number 2. Intact, completely intact and burning beautifully. Folks, that is going to do it for me here in the lab for another beautiful project. And, of course, folks, until next time, don't you go change it.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.